Hey, what's up, y'all? Zach here with Dark Hills European Mounts, and we are back. Hunting season has started here in South Dakota. Um, it's the end of August, and antelope season has started, or pronghorn, whichever you prefer, antelope, pronghorn. But anyway, that's what we're going to get going on today. I've got two antelope to get skinned and get going, and get them boiling, get them clean, get them whitened, get them beautiful. Stick with me, y'all. Appreciate you being here. Enjoy. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of go follow the steps where to skin an antelope or pronghorn. Obviously, you want gloves. I actually use chainmail gloves just because I have cut myself, and I actually had a scalpel blade go through my hand. Not fun. So now I use these. These things are a little beat up and been using them for a couple of years, but they will still work. Okay. So the first thing we do when we skin an animal is pull this hair down, cut around the horn, not to cut the horn itself. It just makes it easier to once you get to that point. So who knows up to get to the horn. So I'm just going to cut all the way around. And be careful not to cut the horn. And there's a seam there. You can kind of see. There's a seam where the hair, where the horn and the horn ends. So you know where to cut it. Not rocket science. Just obviously you're still going to take your time. Seriously, yeah, well, it's the right way. Anyway, just like so, so you get a nice line cut all the way around. Do the other one real quick. Just pull that one down. Hold on. Super simple, super easy. I don't know if you guys can hear that. The car noise. I do live by an interstate, I apologize, but hopefully the microphone isn't picking up too much of it. Alright, so we got them cut all the way around. First thing I do, this little nose like right in the little nostril here. I'll just take my blade in the nostril and just skin up. Now when you're doing European mounts like I do, I mean there's really not a right or wrong way to do this. This is just over the years. Practice. This is just the way I like to do it. Once you get to this point, so all that's split, it's kind of like you're doing a wide cut. Cut this all the way up to there. Or you can come down like this. and just pull that away, cut up underneath the horn so you're not cutting the horn, just like so. Just get around there. Just cut, cut, cut. No rhyme or reason really. Just whatever you get comfortable with. That's the way you should do it. It's a good thing to always have pressure. So you always pull away from you while you're cutting. It just kind of makes it easier. I'll use these 70 XT blades from Avalon. Super convenient. When it gets dull, all you gotta do is throw it away or click on it. You get these things in 100 packs. You just pop the old one off. Put the new one. Stick it right on there. That's actually how I stabbed my hand with one of these things. I went to put it on like this. I went to clip it in and it slipped, and that blade went right into my hand. It was not fun. So now, oh, excuse me, I'll just put it on like this and lock it in place like that. Excuse me, goodness. My allergies have been tragic this year. I don't know what it is. Something in the air, man. Tearing up my sinuses. Making me sneeze, making me cough. Not fun. But anyway. So yeah, just cut around like this. Just pull the pressure. Cut that ear nice and close to the ear butt. I keep all the skin intact. So I just cut along like this. And then I'll go to the other side. No rhyme or reason, that's just how I do it. There's a lot of different ways to skin an animal. It's just how you prefer. And I'm sure there's a quicker way of doing it. I'm sure there is, but this is the way I learned. I kind of taught myself, and this is the way it's stuck with. It's fairly simple, fairly quick. Well, YouTube doesn't enjoy the whole scanning process, showing it on film, but this is for educational purposes, right? And I flip it on upside down here, and I grab all this and pull and cut. Bam! All the hide is off. Super simple, super quick. The next step is I get the eyeballs out and get my pliers. Well, I'm going without pliers today because I can't find it. So anyway, so this little membrane around the eye, you can actually grab onto that. Stick your blade in there. Usually with my pliers, I grab it, obviously I grab it with the pliers forward. Get in there and just cut her out. Cut that occipital nerve in there. Just like so. There's an eyeball. Flip around and get the other side. It's always constant pressure. It's good pressure. Pull, pull, pull. Pull, cut, pull, cut. If you hit some hard, turn your knife the other way. It's pretty simple. Eyeball up. Now, at this point, got the eyeballs out. Then, flipping upside down. I cut each side of the jaw, right by the tongue, on both sides. Pull that tongue out. Does a little bit of that move. And pulling backwards. What I do is I cut so you can feel a bone right in here, right below there, and you cut. And if you just kind of pull and twist a little bit there, cut that cartilage. And pull it to the side, do it to the other side. Man, there's your tongue. Super simple. Okay. At this point, I put some pressure on the mouth and open it up just a little bit and cut. Push a little bit on both sides. Cut it around. Then you just use brute strength. Hyperextend it. Just like that. Jawbone comes off. You always gotta remember that you're doing European cuts. The more meat and tissue you get off this thing, the better. That just saves you time. Saves you time in the boil. Save you time in the wash. You know. The less stuff you got on there, obviously, is the less you gotta clean up later. There's always this little meat up here. Usually try to cut that out. Just like so. There's a little hairline of cheek right here. Some meat in there. Just cut out. I try to get as much stuff out of the eye sockets as we can, because it's just a lot of fat in there. Fat equals grease. Grease is not good for the skull. Then we'll go to that. So let's put this other side real quick. Little chunks of what's a question for y'all? What is your favorite part of the summer? My favorite part of the summer will be our yearly family trip. We go to Illinois to see my in-laws. They're a super sweet little house we stay at. Always awesome to see them. My wife's family is amazing. Let's do a little lake house, do some fishing, ride on a boat. We actually went to Six Flags this year in St. Louis. Man, that was fun. I actually don't ride on the rides. I'm not a big roller coaster guy, but I just get into it. It was just fun to see everybody having fun. Just a good time seeing everybody. So that was my favorite part of the summer. But anyway, I think I got pretty much all I want to get off of this thing. So that's skinning a pronghorn or an antelope, whichever you prefer to call it. Anyway, I got one more to skin. I'm gonna fast forward that. We don't need to see it. Same process. I'll fast forward that, and we'll get these things in the pot. So at this point, you're all skinned up. The next step you want to do is your next step is you want to get the horns off. So what I did, I got them in a pot. I have no soap or anything in there, just clean water, just plain water. And you bring that to a boil or a simmer for a few minutes, and you can actually twist those horns off. You want to get those off because there's a thin membrane underneath them horns. If you don't get that off, it's going to get rotten and stinky. Look who decided to join us. Little man with no shirt on. Say hi to the YouTubes. Anyway, that's the next step. We're going to bring that to a boil and get the horns off, and I'll be back with you at that point. Okay. Time has come. I already got one set of horns off. Let's get the other one. It's super easy. You just pull them out of there, give them a little twist, and they come off. I'm going to set this camera down a little bit here. I don't know if I can. Let's get her angled like that. Always wear some gloves because it is super hot. Holy smokes. Alright, let's get these horns off, shall we? Always make sure. Always. Make sure you wear gloves. It's hot. Basically what we're going to do, we're going to pull these things out. I actually got one set of horns off already. But pull this guy out. We're just going to give it a little twist. Give it a little twist. Alright? Comes right out, just like that. Get the other side. The other side's a little tricky sometimes. Just because it's a little awkward because you don't have this on the ground for whatever. So I usually put it in between the legs, I guess. Give her a twist. Just like that. Off she comes. And then what I do, you see that membrane? See how thick that is? Yeah, if you don't get that off, it's gonna rot, stink, and get nasty. So, to make it a little easier to come off in the boil, I just take my blade and just score it on each side. As that water heats up and shrinks this, it'll actually peel that off pretty much by itself. Put it back in the pot. And bring this to a boil. As soon as it hits a boil, I'm going to turn it down to a simmer and just simmer it for a little bit. Next thing you want to do, some kind of soap, some kind of degrease for degreasing. I use the Clear Dawn dish soap. Just put a healthy amount in there. Goats do tend to be a little more greasy than deer. So I kind of like to use a lot of that. Anyway, that's how you get the horns off. So, next step, you just let this simmer for a bit. I usually let it simmer until the skin on the top of the head is starting to split, and that's when you know it's ready to be pulled out and pressure washed. I'll see you for the next step. So while we wait on those to simmer and cook, just want to take a second to thank you all for being here. I appreciate everything. And there's a little grasshopper on the top of this. Let me see if I can get him. Oh, buddy! He gone. Anyway, I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you watching the video. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. It's free, costs you nothing. Helps me out, helps out the business. Like the video, leave a comment if you want. I usually get back to all the comments, so let's get back to our project. Alright, y'all, it's pretty warm out here, so I took a hat off. I was sweating like crazy. Anyway, time has come. I suppose I should get my microphone closer to me. The time has come to start spraying. We're gonna get spraying on these things. Literally all you do is spray into every crack, every crevice, every small little spot, get all that meat and tissue out of there, and then we're ready to whiten. So I'm going to speed this up so it's on pouring, and we'll get all these two sprayed off, and we'll go on to the whitening. Whee! Okay, here we go. Got them cleaned, about 90% clean, maybe a little bit more, but once you have them cleaned, then it's time for the whitening. What I use to whiten my skulls is a product called Aqua Silk. I buy it from the Pool Supply Company. It's actually, I believe it's, 27% peroxide, so it's super duper strong. So what I do is my mix I use is 1 gallon of Aqua Silk for 3 gallons of water. So I put it in this, back in there. Got my whitening mix in there. Actually, all these buckets over here are full of that whitening stuff. You can actually use this stuff over and over again. It does get weaker over time, but you can actually use it over and over and use it, you know, I mean, I could probably do 30 or 40 deer with a gallon of that stuff, you know. But anyway, that's what I got going on. We're whitening. I'm gonna probably pause this video, and when we get to where we can pull these things out, we'll pull them out, and I'll show you the final product. Thanks for sticking with me. All right, y'all, let's conclude this video. I got my little guy cleaning the fence over there. But anyway, got them done. They're beautiful. They're white. They're clean. Final step I'm going to do after they're dry. I'm going to wait for 24 hours till they're dry, but after that I will get any teeth glued back in that came out, as well as Bondo the horns back on. Quick little coat of Mop and Glow on there just to seal the bone so the dust doesn't settle in there. But that's it. That's an antelope, guys. I appreciate you once again sticking around. If you're still here, I thank you so much. I really enjoy doing this videos, and I just like teaching people, you know. Here we go. Hunting season 2025. It has begun. More videos to come. Appreciate you. Life is short. Do good things. Peace.